Time can be defined in many different ways. It can be a dimension, as defined by physicists, or it can be a measurement for setting up a date. But it can also be a currency. Here on Earth, every one of us has a limited time to run through. It depends on us how do we spend it. Being here, where hundreds of thousands of lifetimes are stacked in one place, reminded me how precious time really is. But what is time for us, actually? There is only one certain fact about it. It cannot be rewinded. Then why do we spend it like this? Economy, education, the job market adapted quickly to the fast pace of developing technology, resulting in a more connected world than ever, where everything happens on our devices. For many of us, it became addiction. So, why are we doing it?
One way to go is, for instance, it's attractive. I mean, it is easy to, it's a nice distraction, so to speak. And I think it has some addictive elements in that. I mean, part of your social life is on there. You're curious if people have seen you, if people have noticed you. And yeah, like everything, you know that people like also attention a lot, you know, it makes you feel seen in a way that has moved to, for instance, a social platform. And the other thing is, which is of course already was there while the television was there. You don't need to think. You can basically just be like a plant and just suck in the information and be carried away by it without you doing any effort. So it has some, for many people it's leisure, it's relaxation.
I've been asking myself the question, why am I frustrated? What is bothering me? And it took me a long time to figure it out. I found this path that was always standing there, but I never considered taking it. And then that moment finally arrived.
I think there will become this need from people inside. That can be a driving force that, if channeled in a positive way, it can basically say that the masses have to say that they want to live in a different way. Because after all, a government has a serving purpose to the people. And I now have the feeling more and more when I look around me in the world that it is the other way around. That the government starts to dictate how people live instead of serving the people. But if we, people on the ground, do not say how we want it, there's a certain, maybe this sounds cynical or ironical, you cannot blame them, the people in the top, for doing the way they do. Because if we are like people who just go with the flow, then I can actually give the people up there, I think they're right. Yeah, that's the way it is. So this is, you could say this is, maybe it sounds a bit biblical, but in biblical terms, that the mass has to awaken. It's like the great awakening of people down there. The premises here is that we have capacity to become aware, to learn to grow. And I think this seed of consciousness is there in us and tries to manifest itself. But in order to manifest, it needs conditions so that it can grow. And the conditions are such that we do not train and learn young people how to connect to that inner natural process, because I think it's purely natural. But we focus young people on the outside and not so much even on nature on the outside, but actually on becoming a productive unit in society. You could say that the way in the West, which is actually now becoming like the dominant way of looking in the world, it's about exploitation, and it is about becoming productive economical units. You can see this pyramid structure. So people in the bottom work, and then you have richer people on top, and richer, and on top you have people like Bill Gates. And although he seems to be a philanthropist, in fact, that's a very good business model. He has become richer than ever. So you see all the resources being sucked up to a very few people. And the sad thing is that it looks like those people in the top care, but they keep a structure in place which is, I would say, inherently sick. In the sense that if it doesn't bring you closer to yourself, the system doesn't work. And I think in this case, the system doesn't bring people closer to themselves. And I think people, somewhere inside, they know this. This feeling of you that wants to grow, this longing for happiness, if you are not in a process which facilitates this, frustration arises. And that is very hard to pinpoint. There are so many people, especially young people, who walk around with frustrations that you cannot pinpoint. It's not study, it's not the fact that you don't have a nice house, it's not your bike, it's not your parents. People have a hard time identifying what causes the frustration, but still it's there. And it's very vivid in people. And my best guess is it has to do with this real inner longing, this calling for another type of living. And in order to, if you don't know where the pain is coming from, it's very logical actually. I can understand many people that you try ways to forget about it, to suppress it. And alcohol is one of the ways, drugs is one of the ways, and screen time is also one of the ways. I mean, this system that we had, it served its purpose. But apparently at this moment, we get a crisis of consciousness. People have the desire to grow, and this system does no longer enable us to grow. We feel that. So we need a step to be made. However, if we do not unite down there, people up there will not change. They are in a comfortable position, they are used to power, they are used to exerting power, and so far, there was not so much in the way. And in that sense, the pandemic has a very double face. On one hand, it's a very nasty virus which is damaging to certain people. On the other hand, it has become a means of people in power to exert more power. And so that is a very double thing. And where do you draw the line? I can only tell you, to a large extent, this line has to be found inside you, like your own ethical conscience, so to speak, which says that, okay, now it's going too far, and now I stand up for something. And because as long as people stay in fear, nothing will change.
The good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. We used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money.